NFC North.
Uh,
My pick's gonna surprise you. I know that.
let me think. Bears, Packers,
Packers,
Detroit,
Lions, Vikings.
I almost say that we have the same pick because you said that your pick would surprise me.
Okay.
So I feel like there's two teams that would surprise me. So I think it's either the Vikings or Detroit, and I think I'm picking Detroit.
I'm not picking Detroit.
Okay. Who are you picking?
I'm picking Green Bay.
Ooh, that is a surprise.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. There's been a couple clips of Jordan Love. He's not looking terrible.
Well, I guess we can start with the Packers. I think more than anything, they have taken care of him. Like if you were going to put Jordan Love in the starting lineup as a rookie, as a second-year guy, it wasn't going to work. He would have failed. But they've had him develop, learn behind Aaron Rodgers, take care of him. His footwork looks so much better than it did coming out of college, and he's always had a good arm. Like the fact that they've really took the time that he needed to develop, I don't think he's going to be terrible this year. And more than anything,
and I think too, like when you think about Jordan Love's situation, the Packers have had success stashing quarterbacks.
Yes.
Like Brett Favre into Aaron Rodgers, now Aaron Rodgers into Jordan Love. So
he'll be the worst of the three. But I think more than anything, the thing that people don't get about this Packers team is they're always a player development team. Always a player development team. They have so many young guys on that team that I feel like have a chance to pop. Quay Walker was fucking pretty good last year. Him going into year 2, I think Devontae Wyatt will be better. I think this isn't even a question, but I think they have the best cornerbacks in the league. Like Jair Alexander, Rasul Douglas was out of his fucking mind. They got Eric Stokes. Their cornerback room is crazy good. They got Rashawn Gary. He's one of the best pass rushers in the league. Kenny Clark's still there. I don't know. Why can't they fucking win that division? They got 2 good backs. Their running backs, I would take their running backs over anybody's in the division. And their offensive line's good. As long as Bakhtiari's there.
Yeah. Jahmyr Gibbs, not the best running back in the division for you?
I would take Jones and Dillon over Gibbs and Montgomery.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think the receivers are bad. Like last year, there were some struggles as a rookie, but I mean, that was a given. Heading into year 2, I think Watson was a little bit of a fucking lightning rod last year. I think he's going to get better. I think Dobbs is going to get better. And I like the tight end that they took out of Oregon State, Musgrave. He's probably their best tight end that they've had in like 10 years.
Yeah. And Watson too, like got the stamp of approval from Aaron Rodgers.
He was good last year.
So that's what I'm saying.
The first 8 weeks, he really didn't do anything as a rookie, but like down the stretch, he was awesome.
But that's what I'm saying. Like if Aaron Rodgers gives you the stamp, you got to be a good wide receiver.
I mean, at the end of the year, he was only throwing to Watson.
That's my point. If Aaron Rodgers trusts you, like you got to be talented because he's not just throwing the ball to anybody.
I don't know. I think the Packers have a shot.
And
what's the competition?
That's good. That's a good pick. You do have me thinking, but I'm not moving off of Detroit.
Chad, do you know this I thought was the craziest thing. Green Bay is plus 500 to win the NFC North. If you bet $100 and they win the NFC North, you get 500.
I don't know if that you're saying that's a good thing or a bad thing.
If you bet $100 on the Packers to win the division, you would win 500.
Okay. Like that's like obviously it's good because you're winning money, but I don't.
They're big time underdogs, and I don't really get it.
Okay, I didn't know if that's what we were getting at or not.
No, like for example, I think Jacksonville is minus 110. So if you bet 100, you would win 90.
So you would lose money for betting on Jacksonville?
No, you would win 90.
Oh. The betting confuses me. You can't put it in betting terms.
If you bet Jacksonville to win the AFC South, if you bet 100, you would get back 190.
Okay. All right. That makes okay. I get what you're saying now. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, you have very good points, but I think for me, I'm still sticking with Detroit because
You're buying
Detroit.
the Lions.
I'm buying in on the Lions.
I'm not.
For me, Detroit, they didn't have a very good record. They were in a lot of close games last year. They had the number one offense in the league for, I don't know if they ended up the entire year, but at least for like the first half of the year, they had the number one offense in
They
the league.
finished as a top 5 offense.
Top 5. But like I said, for about half the year, they had the number one offense in the league, number one scoring offense, I should say, in the league. And I think, I mean, outside of losing DeAndre Swift, I think they really got better. Like defensively, they added, again, he's kind of an asshole because for some reason he just keeps talking shit about Philadelphia Eagles fans, and all we did was like the fucking guy. But they added CJ Gardner-Johnson's a very good player. They added other depth in their secondary. So for me, the biggest issue with Detroit was their defense, and they just got better at defense. And Dan Campbell, correct me if I'm wrong, he's a defensive guy, right?
He's technically a former tight end.
Oh. He feels like a defensive guy for me. I don't know why. Because
Aaron Glenn runs their defense.
Oh, I don't know who Aaron Glenn is, but Dan Campbell, for me, again, he brings a very defensive energy to the field. So I feel like, he'll take care of this stuff. He'll make sure their defense is good, even though he might not be calling defensive plays or screaming or whatever. I don't know. Detroit has it for me.
I'm fading the Lions. I'm fading everything about the Lions. I think the Vikings will be better than the Lions. Ooh. This is the craziest thing that I don't really understand with Detroit. When did it become okay to trust Jared Goff? Like when did this thing happen where Goof's a good quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously a concern. Like Jared Goff's not great.
And you kind of mentioned it. Don't you have to go from good to great? I mean, when the fuck did the Lions even have an average defense? Their defense sucks. Their defense is horrible. That defense needs to get average before it even becomes good. They made some additions in the secondary. Who are their linebackers? Who are their pass rushers? It's Hutchinson. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe that's all they need. Fucking the Steelers only need TJ Watt.
Highsmith's good.
Shut up. Don't take away from my point.
I don't know. I think they were terrible on defense last year. I don't trust them on defense at all. I mean,
but my point is that, here's my thing. Like I said, they lost a lot of very close games last year. Like the Eagles, they came down to the fourth. Well, I mean, it was kind of a blowout. They came back and then it got close at the end. But, what was it? 38-31 or whatever the score was for that game. They had a lot of close games last year is my point. All they needed was a little bit of extra defense, and they would have won a lot of those games that they lost. I think they got that little bit of extra defense.
To me, it feels like this is the hype team, and the hype team always fails. Chad, you know this better than anyone. When the Eagles were going to be that undefeated team with Vince Young, they were stacking all those guys. They underperformed.
Don't say the cornerback's name. Don't say the cornerback's name. I can't take that. Don't say it.
Yeah.
Don't say it.
Yeah. Every team, every year, there's the hype team. And every year, the hype team underachieves. This is the hype team. I mean, where's the hype coming from? What have they won? And
is there that much hype behind the Lions, though?
Yes.
Is there that much? Okay, maybe I'm
in the. And I know you don't pay attention to the betting stuff, but they are the betting favorites to win the NFC North by a mile.
Okay, I didn't know that. I don't know. I mean, just for me, I just think that for me, you made some very good points about the Packers. Maybe not the Packers, but I don't see where the other teams got a lot better.
Well, that's why people are buying the Lions.
The Vikings,
I like St. Brown, but other than that, their offensive line's good. That helps. That helps a lot. But last year, Swift and Williams, they were awesome. Jamal Williams had 17 touchdowns last year. I know people are just like assuming that's going to be the same, which I don't really get. But this idea that David Montgomery is going to rush for like 17 touchdowns and he's going to be the same caliber back, I don't buy it.
Well, I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to have 17 touchdowns. How about that?
I think St. Brown might have 17 touchdowns, but
I don't know, man. But when I look at the Vikings, I'm like, okay, I think they clearly got worse.
Yes.
I mean, the Bears,
multiple spots.
The Bears, I think the Bears got better, but I don't know. I don't think they got like the Vikings were already kind of good last year, at least offensively.
Well, they won fucking 13 games.
Huh?
The Vikings, they won like 13. They didn't belong in that conversation though.
Yeah. Well, I mean specifically about the Bears. Like the Bears got a little bit better, I think, but I don't think they
couldn't have gotten worse than the first pick.
Huh?
They couldn't have gotten worse. They got the first pick.
But that's my point. Like, I don't think they got better enough to where I'm like, oh, the Chicago is like Aaron Rodgers power vacuum. They're going to be the ones that get out to the top. Like, I don't think they got that much better. The Lions, they were in so many games last year. They just needed one or two more defensive plays, and I think they got that. Like, that's why I'm picking the Vikings. And I don't know, man. Like, for me, it's hard to go from Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love.
Okay.
And yes, like I said, I think Jordan Love has shown, at least in camp, and I mean, camp is camp. Who knows how this translates to real games? Jordan Love has shown that he's gotten better than when he was a rookie. But at the same time, I don't know.
I'm feeling
the Dolphins. Or God damn it, I'm feeling Detroit. I mean,
I don't trust Dan Campbell at all. I actually think he's a bad head coach.
I don't think he does anything there, but like I didn't even know what his kind of like specialty was. I thought he was a defensive guy.
Well,
I love his energy.
He screws the clock up at least twice a game.
But is he? I feel like he's building his way into it. He's giving off those kind of like Mike Tomlin, his players love him kind of vibes. He's a oh, speaking of which, I watched this after I had my surgery. He's a Ted Lasso. You just fucking love the guy, and he makes you want to be better because you love him.
Okay, all right.
And I think that's why the Detroit Lions offense was so good last year, because you just gotta.
I think they have a pretty good play caller. I think a lot of teams wanted that offensive coordinator that they have.
It's like the Lasso way. It's the Campbell way.